What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another figure battle where we pit two figures against one another head to head, toe to toe in a plastic showdown to decide which one takes that place on your display shelf. As always, we'll be taking a look at each figure's sculpt, paintwork, articulation, and accessories to give you an in-depth comparison. And at the end of the video, you guys decide the victor down in the comments below. And in today's battle, it's Bandai versus Bandai. Yes, that's right. In one corner, we have the SH Figuarts newly updated Super Saiyan 3 Goku 2.0. And in the other corner, it's Bandai's Figuarts standard line with their edition of the Golden Locked Saiyan. And just to keep things fair, I will outline that though both figures are of the same character, each have their own respective scale, with Figuarts slightly larger than Figuarts. Figuarts also being a colored model kit, which won't have any paint apps unless you actually paint it yourself. Alright, let's get this battle started with the head sculpt. Just to give you guys an idea of how Goku is drawn in the anime and manga, which one is more accurate? Well, the Figuarts has a more angular sculpt as opposed to the rounder edges on the Figuarts. Which is more accurate? Well, both figures definitely have their own distinct look, as if they were drawn by different artists, so to speak. The Figuarts definitely has a more angular, sharper look to it. Again, the eyes are tempoed or printed on, just like the more newer Figuarts figures. While Figuarts being a model kit still has those sharp, clean details, the eyes, the face, the pupils being separate pieces, the look or the design does appear to be a little rounder and a little softer in sculpt. Looking at Goku's luscious golden locks, the one thing I have noticed about both of these figures is how they interpret the design of the hair. The Figuarts having a more angular hair with a slimmer profile, whilst the Figuarts does have a rounder, more splayed out design. Both figures, color-wise, do use a nice pearlescent yellow, almost golden color, with the Figuarts having no painted details, whilst the Figuarts having some shading there on the front of the hair. Moving on to the rest of the body, Figuarts reuses the same body as their normal Super Saiyan Goku, and in more recent, the normal Goku release. While this is a brand new body we are seeing from SH Figuarts, both figures get top marks for sculpted detail, and one thing I do like about the Figuarts body is that it's not symmetrical. There is actually variation in the creases of the gi, and you can see that on the left and right sides of the pants. Figuarts has updated pretty much everything about this new body, from newly sculpted arms, goodbye pointy shoulder muscles, to a two-part torso, newly sculpted legs with knees, and the new updated crotch, which we see in most of the newer Dragon Ball Z figures. Color-wise, Figuarts uses a deeper orange and blue with a brighter skin tone, whilst the Figuarts has a more muted color palette. Looking at the articulation, both figures can move their heads side to side. Little to no head tilt. Both figures are restricted in looking up because of the hair, but do get a fair amount of articulation looking down, especially with the Figuarts because of the neck joint. Both figures have a nice butterfly joint, so you do have some in and out movement there at the shoulder. Both figures can get their arms up 90 degrees, but you do have to move up this upper piece for the Figuarts to get it to go all the way 90. You have a 360 rotation, bicep swivel for both figures, double jointed elbow for the Figuarts, but a single jointed for the Figuarts, still getting a really nice range of motion there, swivel at the wrist, and hinges only there for the Figuarts. But there is enough leeway to get some in and out, up and down movement in the wrist for the Figuarts. Both figures do have a upper and lower torso, so you do get some tilt side to side. Some good ab crunch, fantastic ab crunch here for the figure rise, crunch back, and a really good waist swivel for both figures. Both figures can do the splits this much, with figure rise having slightly better movement. Both figures can kick forward and backward this much. Both figures having upper thigh cut, double jointed knees here for the figure arts, and a knee joint which looks a lot better than the older Goku model. The figure rise does have a single jointed knee, but it does look fantastic. The knee joint is actually all sculpted in. The figure arts does have a swivel at the foot, whilst the figure rise has a boot cut which swivels. Up and down movement there at the feet for both figures. Toe articulation for figure arts, and both figures have ankle pivot. One bit of articulation that the figure arts has that the figure rise doesn't is the hair. The hair is actually broken up into 4 separate pieces, and they are all connected, and you can actually articulate it and have it moving up or on the side like so. And I guess this actually does help with some of the balancing when you try to pose Goku. And it's a pretty nice bit of articulation there, actually. Looking at the accessories for the figure rise, we do get 2.5 sets of hands. We get the 2-fisted hands here that are on the figure right now. We get the 2 Kamehameha hands, and we have seen these before with the standard Super Saiyan Goku and the newer Son Goku release. Nothing special there, just on ball joints that you attach to the wrists. And we also get an instant transmission hand as well. It's only the right hand. And again, this does come with the normal Super Saiyan 2 Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, and the normal Son Goku release as well. We get 2 interchangeable faces. We get the stern face, which I have shown you throughout the video, and the shouting face. I don't have the sticker placed in the middle for the tongue there, but here it is, and it looks pretty good. We also get 2 effect pieces, the charged Kamehameha, which is the same as the normal Super Saiyan Goku release, and it's molded in a clear blue plastic. We also get a Kamehameha blast effect, and again, this is the same as the Super Saiyan Goku release with a stand to go with it. Also, not to forget these stickers, we get stickers mainly for the boots here. The red lines here are for the details on the boots, and we do get 1, as I mentioned earlier, tongue sticker there for the shouting face. Looking at the figure arts, we do get 4 interchangeable faces, the stern looking to the side face right here that I've been showing throughout the video. We get a smiling, smirking face. We have a shouting, gritting teeth face. Again, all of these are painted, the shading on the front of the hair. It's a really nice gold color. Very much like it. We get a shouting face. And we get 6 pairs of interchangeable hands. The fisted hands here. The 2 blast hands. Two instant transmission hands. Two iconic Goku posing fighting hands. Two karate chop or salute hands. Kind of lost my words right there. And 2 Kamehameha hands. Also, Figure Arts Goku does come with a detachable halo that you can see right here. You can actually pull it off. so he doesn't have the halo, and it's like the original version. The halo is painted a yellow on the top with a clear plastic peg going through the bottom right there. Whoa, look at all that blonde hair. And just my final thoughts on both of the figures. And for me personally, there really isn't a clear winner. I think both figures did exceptionally well in all categories. Maybe except for accessories, I think the Figuarts did have the edge over the Figuarts with its additional hands and faces. Even though it didn't have the effect pieces like the Figuarts, I think the additional hands and faces more than made up for it. But I really think it does come down to personal preference which look you prefer, because both figures actually do have a distinct look to them, as I mentioned quite early on in this video. And what kind of collector you are. Are you a Goku collector who needs every single Goku figure there is, which sounds like a pretty good idea for a video, or are you a collector who just wants one of each character? And then there's price, the Figuarts being a lot cheaper than the Figuarts, but then again it is a model kit. But do you want two model kits, or do you just want one figure? And finally, while I do love what Figuarts has done with the new Goku body, I can't help but admire the shelf presence the Figuarts Goku has. Though mainly I am a Figuarts collector, I do find myself coming back for more Figuarts. At first I bought them as fillers, but I see myself possibly having 2 Dragon Ball Z displays and less money in my wallet in the future. Alright guys, it's your turn, so let us know down below which one wins this figure battle. Are you a fan of the model kits, or are you Figuarts all the way? Or like me, you can't decide and you just have to have both. And that's it from me. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. I really do enjoy doing these figure battles, these comparisons. So if there's anything you would like to see in the future, please leave your comments down below. If you're new to this channel, hey, thanks for stopping by. Please feel free to subscribe. Have a fantastic week, guys. I will see you for the next one. Bye.